Before we get started, just want to jump in and say, well, thank you for listening firstly, but the importance of clicking subscribe on YouTube or follow on Spotify, that makes a huge difference. And if you haven't left a 5-star review yet, please do. Are we interested in 4 or 3 or 2 or 1-star reviews, boys?
No, 5 only.
Just 5. Okay,
Five-star
Dos says
reviews.
5 only. Make sure you do that. Click subscribe on YouTube, follow on Spotify, 5-star review if you haven't. Let's get into the show. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Outback Quarterback Podcast for another week. What a time to be alive. We're here in Muscle Cat Studios. I'm your QB3, Curtis DeBoy. We've got our QB2, Christopher Hall, on the couch over
Curtis.
there. We've got our QB1, Matthew Maidment, known as Dos, looking just dazzling in orange today.
Hopping in the orange. Look
You,
at this.
you look lovely, I must say. Yeah. Who gave you that shirt?
This was a Sir Quag donation.
Big Quag.
Bo Nix.
Came over and said, what Denver shirt do you want to wear? Not do you want to wear a Denver
Yeah.
shirt, what one are you going to wear?
Yeah, so he gave me the options of Von Miller, Jay Cutler, and Bo Nix, and I went gone with the Bo Nix Fresh, which he wore at our Super Bowl show.
He did indeed,
Early
yes.
this year.
Popped on the photos there as well. And producer Jim, he's got a mic.
I'm mic'd up.
He is mic'd up. Give us the wide shot. Say hello to the people. There we go.
There he is.
Got any valuable contributions to the show?
None at all.
All right, but at least when we're panicking and something goes wrong, you can jump on the mic and people can hear you tell
That's
me
it.
to stop.
I've got a general question, not related to football.
Okay, for Jim or for?
No, for all of us.
Yeah.
See, boysenberry ice cream, right? I didn't realize
Yes.
that boysenberries were berries.
What did you think they were?
Well, I don't know. I just thought it was like a combination
Like a
of berries and they make an ice cream
like
out
a
of it.
made-up flavour.
Yeah.
Just given a name.
I didn't actually realize that boysenberry was like a strawberry or a blueberry or a blackberry.
Yeah,
or-
man. It's a
Yeah.
berry in its own right.
Yeah.
It's an often neglected berry, but it's a berry nonetheless.
Well, I thought it was like a combo of berries they just use for ice cream.
Yeah. Have you
Mm.
been just checking out your physique? Have you been scoffing a bit of boysenberry? Or no, you look good actually. You look
Thanks.
svelte.
Thanks.
Fine.
Yeah. Why did you think of boysenberry ice cream? What brought that up?
Oh, I had some last night.
I love that. We're introducing Jimbo to the listeners, and on your mind is boysenberry ice cream.
Yeah, it was delicious.
Yeah.
Good brand. Do you remember the brand?
I don't remember the brand.
No.
Nah, that's a you fact, Dos. What do you go to? What's your go-to for ice cream? You'd have 1 or 2 brands you stick to strictly, and everything.
I'm about-
trash.
Not so much brands, but if we're out and gelati is available
Oh, yeah.
or, ice cream shop, then I have my go-to.
Hang on,
He
can I get- I
He has
haven't-
a specific spoon that he uses to scoop it out as well.
Take it out. Take it
Yeah.
with me.
I've not had ice cream with you for many years, but I
Mhm.
dare say you'd hate anything creamy. You wouldn't be like a creamy.
No,
guy.
no.
Oh, you do like creamy.
hazelnut cookies and
Oh,
cream.
Well, I got that wrong.
coffee one. Yeah.
Okay, very
Ah.
indulgent, Dos. That's your wild
Yeah.
side
So
coming
you're not
out.
like a strawberry chocolate, just normal
Nah.
plain
No,
flavour
chocolate
kind of
ice
guy?
cream is the worst.
Chocolate ice cream's terrible. Anything chocolate
Oh.
flavored sucks. Actual chocolate's great.
Okay.
No?
That was harsh on chocolate.
No, but he's-
Like Chicos or Cheekies.
Yeah, they're good.
Gee, they're
Well,
delicious.
actually, I don't know. Jimbo, cheekies, cheekies,
I've got some in the car.
No idea what a cheekies is.
Chicos,
The old,
Oh,
the old
Chicos.
Chicos.
the little babies.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Normally more divisive. I'm
Not-
glad we got him a mic.
not top 10.
This
not
is my
top
NFL
10.
kind of talk.
That's right. Yeah. You know what we're talking about with this. Jimbo, you're not an avid NFL man, but you are starting to get into it. I mean, you even had we were talking about the Cardinals Titans capitulation.
You,
Yes.
you laughed like you knew what was going on.
That's it.
He
With
did?
My
Yeah.
lack of sports knowledge, I still know what happened in Titans and Ravens.
Even
That's
Jimbo
how
knows
bad
that
it
was terrible.
It
That's
wasn't.
right.
Not sure if it was the Ravens. I think it was the Cards.
Oh, yeah, Cardinals. Damn. So close.
Close enough. Both
Close
birds.
Both birds. That's true. Well, we've got all that coming up. We are going to deep dive into that. Just the worst fourth quarter of football I think I've ever seen since we've been doing this show. The start of the show, I'm not sure I've seen a worst fourth quarter, boys.
No.
It was just pathetic.
There was 4 WTF moments from the Cardinals in
And
this
I've
game.
listed them.
WTF
I've
moment.
I've listed them all, and we'll get into that.
Okay, good.
We've got our quick game reviews coming up. We've also got our Roundtable today, but the show is brought to you, of course, by Coast and Smoke barbecue rubs. Now, we've been teasing the Kansas City barbecue, which we will get to, but we've got a giveaway coming up next week. That will launch, well, it's actually tomorrow. It will launch tomorrow on Instagram. You got a week to follow them, follow us. Don't do it yet. Do it once we post. Keep your eyes peeled on our Instagram, Outback QB Podcast, for the Coast and Smoke giveaway. You can win some goodies. 4 Bros Coffee, of course. Dos, is Jess going to give us the what she wants for the order? Because we're putting in an order of our
Yeah,
own.
we'll get the order in for four brothers. Don't worry.
Now, I know the four brothers are very generous and they give me free coffee, but I am so desperate to not run out this time that I'm just going to put in an order of my own and get that coming. So 15% off with code OUTBACK. All right. I think we're ready to go. Actually, no, we're not. I got one more thing I want to talk about before we get into the games.
Oh, no. What is it?
Do you know who Nostradamus is, Hawley?
Well, I don't know who he is, but I know that he's on our fantasy football league.
Oh, well, that's just a username of someone, but
Oh!
no, Nostradamus. Get Dos on screen, Jimmy. He's like
That's just,
And the-
I thought that
the
he
actual
was
Nostradamus
like,
is not in our league.
No.
I thought that he is in Div 1.
Yeah, it's his username,
Well,
but there's
why
an
are we
actual
talking
guy
about?
called
Why are we talking
Nostradamus.
about this guy? Like we're talking about Outback QB.
I got a cramp.
The reason I brought up Nostradamus is because when somebody predicts something
predictions. That's me.
yeah, he was a 16th
The second
century
coming,
French
yeah.
astrologer, right? And
He's my uncle.
he he apparently predicted things like, the death of King Henry, 9/11
He is in
apparently,
our Outback
Hitler, the Great Fire of London, the French Revolution, all sorts of stuff. Pretty vague. I think he's a bit of a fraud, right?
Okay.
But to tell you someone who isn't a fraud when it comes to predictions, mate, you are on fire.
I've been on fire.
You
for a
are
couple
on
of years, actually.
fire. You have predicted Jake Ferguson's outbreak. We did the sleeper reel last week,
Mhm.
and he had 2 more touchdowns on the weekend, despite some naysayers in our comments.
Yeah. Good point.
JSN, that was our first sleeper reel, and
was.
he's second in the league in yards.
Yep.
And you have obviously, Pats over Bills is what you said.
Yeah, I
and
was waiting for
yesterday.
someone to comment on the outfit.
So that's the gutsy call, right? And that was the hard part of it. We said said 4
Well, now
0
Bills have to lose another one.
because the Pats have to go.
Top of the division.
Top of
Well,
the
it's
division.
doable.
Yeah, absolutely doable.
It's doable.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know whether I've cursed it now, but we've got another sleeper reel coming up for Thursday.
We
We're going
do.
to stick around after this and record that. No pressure, man. 4 from 4. Let's go.
I'm not worried.
All right.
Not at all.
That makes me worried. Let's get into some game reviews. Now, we had some copyright issues with our previously fairly licensed song. I think it's been taken down from the licensing platform we use.
Oh,
So
no.
the old song is no more DOS because
Oh, no.
we're getting copyright flags. But Jimbo, we got a new one.
Oh, funky too.
It is funky.
Yeah.
Jimbo loves a bit of funk. You're a bass player back in the day, weren't you?
I was.
Yeah. He's all about the funk. The more slap on the bass, the better for old Jimbo. All right, let's get these boys in screen as well because I want to see them look at me talking
Well,
about
you,
stuff.
you were a wannabe Jack Johnson for a while, weren't
I
you, with your
was.
guitar?
Banana
Wannabe
pancakes,
Jack
man.
Johnson.
Just sitting on the beach.
Sitting out the
just
back with Kathy,
acoustic,
just
under the rotunda.
serenading her.
Under the Rotunda is such a great album name.
It is.
Under the Rotunda. It's like a live sessions album.
That's exactly what it is. The old Mac Sessions on Fox.
QB3 Under the Rotunda.
Under the
Did you
Rotunda.
come up with that?
I did.
That's fantastic. All right. What do we think of the song?
Good. Let's
Yeah,
go.
it's
good,
All right, let's
yeah.
go. 49ers a long time ago now, 26 at the Rams, 23. Mighty Michael McCorkle Jones, also known as Mac Jones. He's done it again, boys. 3-0 as starter of the 49ers. They win in overtime.
McCorkle.
That's it. Yeah.
That's his
Is that
middle
his
name.
name?
McCorkle.
Yeah.
Michael
Actually,
McCorkle.
Michael McCorkle.
Yeah, Michael
Oh,
McCorkle
what
Jones.
a legend. He
They
is
win
so
in
cool.
overtime thriller. 2 pivotal moments. A peanut punch from defensive tackle rookie Alfred Collins, dislodging a touchdown from Kyron Williams, or a would-be touchdown. Then Sean McVay, boys, chooses to go for glory on 4th and 1 and try and win it. And I sort of respect that, but only when it works because they came up short in OT. Kendrick Bourne, at the age of 30 and in his 9th year, just decides to go for 10 receptions and 142 yards. And CMC, wide receiver 4 in the league or something,
About that.
changed his
Yeah.
position.
He was wide receiver 7 going into this week, and he had 82 yards and a TD. So
That he did. Despite only going for 2.6 yards per carry on the ground, he is just playing as a
Doesn't matter.
receiver now. So big win for the Niners. They're 4-1. Rams 3-2.
I can tell you he is, Kurt. He's 6th.
As wide receiver.
Yeah.
There you go.
in yards.
Yeah. More than Garrett Wilson. Just 20 behind Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Wowzers. It's extraordinary. Vikings 21 versus the Browns 17 in London. The Browns led this one with 30 seconds to go before Carson Wentz connected with Jordan Addison for the winning TD. But Cleveland fans, look, there were promising signs from their rookie class. 2 TDs and no turnover from QB Dylan Gabriel on debut. 110 yards on the ground from, was it Big Baby Q? Quinshon Judkins? Is that who he is? What was your nickname for him?
No, Judkins is.
Because wasn't Johnston little baby Q
Yeah.
and Judkins is big baby. Anyway,
he's just
can't remember now.
he had
all
100.
around.
I thought that was a fleeting moment. 110 yards and a TD 110 yards for Judkins, a TD for Harold Fannin Jr. Jefferson, JJ went for 123 yards. The Vikings escaped. Would you say they escaped, Dos, with a win there, 3-2?
I would, yeah. Got it done. Christian Darasaw.
Your boy.
Kept Myles Garrett to just 2 pressures.
Wowzers.
Yeah. Had
Makes a
very
big
little
difference, Darasaw.
He does, and that's with 3 backups on the O-line as well currently for the Vikings. So they did a good job to get away with that win in London. Jefferson hitting some form too.
He is. Last 2 weeks.
A lot of injuries, the Vikings. So to get that win is a nice one for them.
The Cowboys 37 at the Jets 22. Somehow, under defensive mastermind Aaron Glenn as head coach, the Jets' defense is worse. Far worse. Some of the efforts, boys, were on the wrong side of pitiful. Dak 4 touchdowns, Javonte Williams 2 touchdowns and 100 plus. Ryan Flournoy is scoring 100 plus.
Where's
yards.
he come from?
Tight end Jake Ferguson, we know where he came from. The prediction mind, the genius mind of Christopher Hall. 2 touchdowns for him. At times, they literally walked through New York's offense, and they weren't defense, I should say, and they weren't the only team to walk through their opponents this weekend. Fields looks as impotent as ever. The Cowboys piled on 30 points in a row, and this was an ugly blow. We don't need to talk much about this, but Jets 0-5. Pitiful. Giants 14 at Saints 26. They got it, boys. Now to 1-4 teams. It started so well for Dart and the Giants. Now, I was up at 3:28. I got up at 3:28, and I watched the whole of Red Zone, every second of it. And early on, in that quarter that you'd normally sleep through, the quarter or two, Dart was looking good. They were up 14-6. He hit Theo Johnson for a couple of TDs in the day, but a huge Spencer Rattler bomb, 87 yards, fellas, to Rashid Shaheed for a touchdown, started to turn things. And then the turnovers happened for the Giants. Dart just dropped the ball. You see that? He just dropped it. It wasn't touched. He just dropped it, and it was recovered by the opposition. Scatterboo, your boy, the marble, he had punched out for a return TD.
Unlucky.
Dart threw across his body like Brett Favre. This isn't Detroit, man. It's the Super Bowl. And straight into the arms of Kool-Aid McKinstry, who had 2 picks for the day.
2 picks for Kool-Aid.
And then Spencer, he held his nerve. And he got his first career win in 11 starts.
Good on
He's
him.
no Deshaun Kaiser.
Deshaun Kaiser's record still stands.
You know Troy Aikman also went 0-11 to start his career? Do you know that?
Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson's first year, they had 1 win at Dallas.
They did, yeah.
Amazing. But anyway, Spencer Rattler, they finally get their win. Well done to all the who-dats out there. Raiders, this is one we don't have to spend long on. Raiders 6 at the Colts 40. The Raiders 1-4, the Colts 4-1. Jonathan Taylor scored how many times, Dos?
3 TDs, hat trick for JT.
Now, I said some people literally walk through defenses. He was one of them. Daniel Jones was in total control with 2 more touchdowns. Tyler Warren scored his first receiving TD. We had the distinction, the gutsy cool. They thought we got it wrong, one of the commenters, but no. He had a rushing touchdown. Now he has a receiving touchdown. It was the exact opposite for the continually erratic Geno Smith. Just 2 more interceptions. Must be a candidate for a benching sometime soon. But AOC is on injured reserve. They've got Kenny Pickett as their backup there, so who knows. This game saw an injury to the kicker for the Colts and the punter for the Raiders, and it again cemented that the Colts are for real. I know it's only the Raiders, but they are for real, and the Raiders are nowhere near it.
And it saw Anthony Richardson complete a pass to himself, which was his only completion.
So it really is only one.
Tipped up and
He was 1 of 2 for 9 yards, and he caught his own pass. So
Does that
sums up Anthony Richardson.
wait? Does that count as a
It does.
stat?
Yeah, he's got a reception.
Really?
Because it was a tip, I guess. Yeah.
Wow, it's extraordinary. Broncos 21 at Eagles 17. Now, this was almost a long review game because it was an extraordinary comeback in the end. 21-17. The Eagles' 18-win streak comes to an end in the most unlikely fashion. They were up 17-3 in the last quarter against I think you could say, sputtering Broncos offense. You weren't considering wearing that shirt at that time, Dos, before it finally started to click. Dobbins scores. There you go, Hawley. Nix hits Sutton on a long one before Engram scores. Then they go for 2 with Troy Franklin. Troy Franklin gets involved, and all of a sudden, they take the lead. Then one of your boys, Dos, Zach Bourne, a costly late hit. I don't know why he did that on... that leads to a penalty, and Will Lutz has the field goal to make it 18 straight points in 12 minutes. Then there was a chaotic last Philly drive with maybe some penalties in there that were missed. The Philly fans weren't happy. And near Hail Mary as the Broncos kickstart their year in proper fashion.
Huge road win
Huge.
for Denver. That was awesome. Philly, we had the drama leading into this game with A.J. Brown not happy, Devonta Smith not happy. Devonta Smith had a pretty good game. I thought Hurts threw the ball pretty well. But again, you look at the rushing. 11 carries, 45 yards as a team. Saquon only the 6 carries. Jalen Hurts didn't have one designated run play in this game.
Six sacks. Got sacked 6 times.
Well, I was just going to say that
Just
Nick Benito was huge. He had 2.5, and they got to him 6 times.
This offensive line is hurting. And passes defended from Denver, 9. So the offensive line needs to give Hurts a little bit more time.
Yeah, it was the day when, well, the Kansas City style run of winning games you're not dominating came to an end. But I don't know. Should we be worried about Philly? The Broncos weren't themselves for 3 quarters anyway. It was the last quarter where they came alive, but I don't know what to think of either of these teams out of this.
I'm not going to be worried about Philly yet. I mean, they're still 4-1. They lost the game.
Both these teams are playoff teams.
Yeah.
So
no doubt.
There's no question about that. The inconsistencies on offense is what is hurting the Eagles at the moment. I just can't get a read on them week to week on what we're going to get. I know what we're going to get on defense from the Eagles. Offensively, I don't know. It is a mixed bag. And I said start the season that running backs that have gone for basically 2,000 yards the next year average about 50% of that capacity, 50 to 60% of that the following year. And Saquon is well on track for that number, if not less.
You know what doesn't help? When you're 4-0 and your star wide receivers come out and start bagging the team out.
That doesn't help.
Like, come on, man. You're 4-0.
Come on, AJ. All right, speaking of, well, this is a team with some problems. The Texans, they scored 44 points. That's good. 2-3. The Ravens, 10. They're 1-4. And they were missing, boys, $160 million of their $280 million salary cap. That's how much value was on the pine with injuries. No Lamar, so Cooper Rush played instead. They're a shell of what we are used to seeing from this franchise. Across the last 25 years, boys, points conceded in the league, the Ravens are the lowest. This year, they are the highest.
Yeah.
And that was before the game, and then they went on to concede 44 points. CJ Stroud played a perfect game. I don't know how he didn't get a perfect passer rating out of this. 23 of 27, 244 yards and 4 touchdowns. Xavier Hutchinson, scored his first and second career touchdowns, and rookie Jalen Knoll scored his first, and this one was never close. Derrick Henry, he's up and down.
I think you've called it, Kurt. It's finally happened.
33 yards, 15 carries. He did score to go
Say it.
5th all time on the TD list with old Peyton.
Doesn't want.
I think the decline's here, boys. I think it's finally here. I was 7 years early.
Watch him have 180 this week.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, well, a stopped clock is right. What's that twice a day?
You know what? Baltimore, they're 1-4. They're probably done for the year now. We can maybe write that off. But if they do bomb out, and I was saying to Doss off air, if they bomb out, Cincy are probably going to bomb out. They're both going to have really early draft picks, which the future of the franchise is awesome.
I think the AFC North has now got the worst record in the league, which a couple of years ago was unfathomable.
Yeah.
Check the ticker. It's on the ticker somewhere. Oh, there we go. Look at that timing. It's right there. 7-12. They have got the worst.
There you go.
They've got the worst.
Aaron Rodgers is the only healthy starting quarterback of the year.
And he's 64 years old.
41, he's still got. Had a nice bye week, just had the feet up.
Bit
Mr.
of
Rodgers.
ayahuasca and he's back. All right, 3 games to go in this section. Lions 37, the Bengals 24. Lions are 4-1, Bengals 2-3. I think the most foregone of conclusions was that this would be an easy win for the Lions, but did we expect it to turn quite so toxic for the Bengals? And for it to be such an unconvincing second half for the Lions, that was a problem as well. Browning threw another 3 interceptions and looked worse than ever. The fans booing him at every opportunity, and Zach Taylor and the Bengals generally. Taylor's floundering at the moment, but then 3 consolation touchdowns for the Bengals made it even more confusing. What do they do now? Do they go to Brett Rippon, who is next on their depth chart? I cannot believe we might get Rippon again. Somehow they're still 2-3. They won a couple of games early. You love Brett Rippon, Doss.
Well, I don't know if I love him, but he just pops up every year.
He's an absolute cockroach, and I mean that as a compliment.
The journeyman.
Never dies. As for the Lions, Kirby Joseph made his 3rd pick of the year. Sam Laporta had his biggest game of the year, 92 and a touch. Sonic and Knuckles, they scored again, and they set the record. What was the record? The most games in which teammate running backs have scored. I think it's 11 or 12 games now they set their record. But they were surprisingly sloppy, Doss, the Lions, in the second half. On defense in particular, conceding 21 points in the last quarter.
They were a
What's
bit.
going
They
on
nearly
there?
conceded the onside kick as well.
Yeah, they did.
Late in the game.
You called it, though, halfway through the game, Doss. You said, Cincy, if they score, it's going to be junk time.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what it is. I mean, the score is 37-24. You look at that and think, Cincy put up a fight. But really,
It wasn't
They
close. No.
Browning is in one of the biggest slumps I've ever seen from a backup QB.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that they've got such little other option that he's going to keep playing. I don't think they will go to Rippon, will they? I don't know.
Going by Zach Taylor's comments in the presser that looks like they're going to review it this week.
Okay, well, they'd need to because he was
So
all
Brett
over the
Rippon
shop.
might be suiting up against Green Bay
Would it be
this
worth
week.
looking at a Winston or Kirk Cousins?
Or a trade. That's the other option.
Something like that?
Well, with Cousins, you
save
got the
the
money
season?
problem.
Yeah.
And Russ, do you want to bring Russ? I don't know. But yeah, Jameis. Get Jameis in. It can't be any worse.
Russ probably wouldn't be a bad option for this with a Chase and Higgins and Chase Brown, those guys.
Did you like Jamar Chase's defensive abilities?
3 tackles. It was
3 tackles. It
leading
was
tackler.
leading tackler because on Jake Browning's 3 interceptions, he made the 3 tackles.
Amazing. That's not what you
That
want
was
from
brilliant.
Jamar. But
What a
well done.
stat.
Commanders 27 at Chargers 10. Now, the Chargers scored the first 10 points. The Commanders scored the next 27 as rookie Washington running back, despite a fumble, Bill Krosky Merritt had a heck of a game. 150 scrimmage yards, 2 touchdowns, and I'm regretting turning down a very generous trade in hindsight 3 weeks ago from our mate Nevhead, giving Jaden Daniels a winning return. And Doss, Justin Herbert is continuing to struggle. I'm not blaming Herbert this time. This ever-changing O-line and even
He's getting
Trey
smashed.
Pipkins had 2 penalties
Yep.
and more injuries. He's just all over the shop.
You know who looked good, though?
Who's that?
Trey Lance. 3 or 4 for 44 yards.
Oh, and he's one.
I'm just saying.
Goodness me.
That's not
Stats
They
the
looked
take.
good in
Stats are there.
27-10, the last minute of
Stats
the
are there.
game.
One run for 11, 1 carry for 11 yards.
Get him in.
Oh, yeah.
Get him in. O-line problems, Doss.
A lot of them in LA at the moment, and Justin Herbert is copping a pounding. He's been sacked. I don't know how many
Look
times
at
he was sacked in this
nine
game.
QB hits.
Yeah, he's-
Jaden Daniels got hit once.
He's been hit 85 times or something this year, Herbert. Like, he's getting absolutely hammered. It's hard for him to get anything going at the moment. Jaden Daniels looked great coming back off the injury. Not good on Marion Hampton ankle injury in the second half, didn't
That's big.
return. So that hurts a already thin running room with Najee Harris out for the season. So offensively, they got some issues at the moment, the Chargers, and it's more around that offensive line. They just don't have the bodies there at the moment that are getting any sort of good pass protection for Justin Herbert, and it's showing because second half of this game, they just couldn't do anything.
I tell you what, if Krosky Merritt continues this, Krosky Merritt and Daniels, what a combination. That could be scary for the rest of the league. Last game before we take a little break, Pats 23 at Bills 20. I mean, we alluded to it before. The gutsiest of wins for the Pats. The gutsy call on fire for Hawley. They just need to win the 3 easy ones now, and the Bills lose a game. A statement game for Drake May and new coach Mike Vrabel. This had Mike Vrabel's fingerprints all over it, this gutsy style of win. His ability, Drake May, to fight off tackling pressure and D-line coming at him and connect with Stephon Diggs for 10 receptions and 146 yards against his old side. It was incredible to watch. The final drive setting up rookie Andy Borogalis, the kicker, who's got ice in his veins, boys. 52-yard field goal to win it, and he came up absolutely clutch and has turned the AFC East on its head, Holy.
Hasn't it ever, Curtis? We said during the week that they needed to control the run game.
Yep.
The Pats needed to control the run game. Against Baltimore, James Cook ran 13 times for 44 yards and a TD, 3.4 yards per carry. They won that by a point. They come out, or New England hold him to 49 yards at 3.3 yards a carry, and they lose by 3 points. So
That's the blueprint.
The run game is the blueprint for the Buffalo Bills.
Are you concerned on the Pats run game at the moment?
It's not
Concerned that Stevenson keeps getting carries and fumbling.
Yeah.
That is concerning.
Gibson ACL, Antonio Gibson ACL on the kick return as well in
Yep.
this game.
There has to be a point where Henderson takes over.
Well,
There just has to be. I'm not sure why he hasn't yet.
I really
Alright.
thought it might have been this game, but Stephon Diggs, great revenge game for him,
It was a great revenge game. Yeah. And he was giving them a bit afterwards.
Yeah.
Yep.
which you
Always.
expect to the Orchard Park faithful.
Yeah, always got something to say.
Ferdy's a bit of a character, old Diggsy.
Yeah, I feel that way too. Just listen to his teammates talk about who you'd want to date your
The
daughter.
Minnesota
and it's-
Vikings.
Yeah.
That reel from
It's
years
never
ago.
Diggsy. All right, we've got the Chiefs and Jags coming up later today. We've got the Roundtable in a second, deep dive games later on. Let's get into some discussion. Boys, this is the Roundtable. We've canvassed our wonderful listeners, and thanks to everybody who submitted your questions. We always get good responses to these. This is a Roundtable. We're going to have a rectangle table in December when we're in the tray of a Kia Tasman at Wayne Phillis Kia doing an episode out of there. I'm looking forward to that, boys. It might be a little... No, it won't be squeezy. There's plenty of room
No, I
in
think
there.
there's plenty of room.
Do you... We've done a couple of shows in different locations. So this one's Wayne Phillis Kia. We did the card show. Remember that, Hawley?
Oh,
That was
we did,
about a year.
yes.
Was that a year ago?
That's coming up in, I
That
think
was-
it's this weekend or next
Is it really?
weekend,
Oh, so it was this time last year that we
Yeah.
did that. That was good fun. I remember you rocked up. You were somewhere beforehand. You came about half an hour in, and then you sat down and you looked around and you said, I'm nervous, boys. I'm really nervous. And then 6 seconds in, you're off and you're
Good to
flying.
go. Yeah, we're
We've
fine.
done the Super Bowl show at the Suburban Brew, by the way. Goodwood and Glyn, great places. Is this our third? This will be our third off-location show?
Yes.
Yeah, well, there you go. Out the back of a Tasman. Looking forward to it. We might set it up at some point as well on the top of the driveway and show people the pulling power to get up. To get up my driveway, injury-free. Wayne Phillis Kia, Matt and the team down there, pay them a visit. They got a sale, a clearance sale across the range at the moment, so make sure you have a look. They're good people and they support this show. All right, let's get straight into all the submissions. Nat Saeed, I think I'm saying that right. I hope I am. Nat Suede, there's a few ways to pronounce that. She says she wants us to talk about her amazing unbeaten fantasy run. Nat, I've said it to Hawley, and I'll say it to Dos, and I'll say it to you as well. No one cares about your fantasy team, but I do appreciate you writing it.
Absolutely do.
Nah, that's Natasha Bengals, isn't
Yeah,
it?
she's a star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Is she top of what division?
3, I think. Did
Yeah.
3.
It's just a tiki. I was not serious. Nat.
Moving
It's all
up.
right. I thought you'd take that in light-hearted spirits there, boys, but you seem to really jump to a
like he's
defense.
having a go.
Yeah, it did, didn't he? Does he not appreciate our
Obviously not book status for Curtis.
What division is she leading?
3?
Div 3.
Okay, that's decent. Promotion candidate then,
Yeah.
Nat. Good on you, Nat. Well done. I've always believed in your fantasy team. Jordan Lorenz, the tush bush, he says, is not conducive to good sports television and should be disallowed. We're not going to go into a deep dive there.
I think it's fine.
Don't you care about our listeners? Why would you dismiss him like that, Chris?
I know it's a discussion, isn't it?
It is a discussion. I think it's for other teams to figure it out. But good input, JL Quag.
There we go.
In the topic of what should we talk
this is
about
gonna be
for the
rubbish.
round table, he just wrote J.K. Dobbins.
Happy to do that, Craig. 4th in the league for yards, 4th in the league for TDs.
We didn't even cue him up on this. He had this prepared.
Already had it researched. He's a top 5 RB in the league.
Yeah, I guess he is statistically.
He is.
Yeah.
I've been saying it all year, and you guys have been bagging me out.
20 Big Red wrote in and said, what next for Nicole and Keith? That's what he wanted us to talk about after our discussion of the Kidman urban breakdown, marriage breakdown last week.
Yeah,
How you
I'll
feeling?
put my hat in the ring.
For Nicole?
No, she's probably old now, isn't she?
Are you a Nicole Kidman guy?
Yeah,
Yeah?
she'd have money. It'd be a nice lifestyle.
Are you all right, man? I did not expect this to go, you flagging your interest in
You're not
Nicole
painting
Kidman.
anymore.
How
if
old
he's
is
with
Nicole Kidman? Jimbo, look it up. Were you a fan of her in BMX Bandits back in the day, in the late 80s?
Barbie role models on our screen.
I was just doing some pre-show research.
Oh, there we go,
at
Nicole.
that. It's just-
Nicole's 58.
Knocking that back.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm
Married.
married and happy, and never really been interested in Nicole. So yes, I am knocking back Nicole Kidman if she were to come knocking. I hear she's a listener to the show. Keith, if you were a listener as well, I mean, you can both still listen separately, right? And actually, we might get 2 listens out of it now. If they
Yeah,
were previously
done.
just playing it on the speaker at home, now we might get 2.
Yeah, perfect. All right.
All right, so good
What's
to know.
next?
Dos, any interest in Nicole Kidman? No, you're also happily married.
No, I'm good, thanks.
You're good. All right, sweet.
He wants Russ's Kiara. He
That's
doesn't
right.
want
Kiara?
obviously,
Ciara.
happily
Ciara.
married. Ciara.
Ciara.
Sorry, I'm sorry back in. Yeah.
Let's get it right.
Well-
Sabrina Carpenter new album as well.
I
It's
couldn't.
got
I
some good
honestly,
tunes.
I
Well, you
honestly
should.
couldn't care less.
Maybe you should.
I don't think there's anyone in this world I'm less interested in hearing about than Sabrina
I
Carpenter.
think it'd be Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
True.
I'm sorry.
Who also has a new album out.
Let's not mention her name ever again. Come on, let's keep going.
Keep going.
Well, I just thought pop culture. We had it
No, it's
going
good.
here with
Cool.
Nicole. And
I think
Keith.
if you titled this episode something about Swift, we'd probably have 500 downloads in about 30 seconds.
Maybe that's the secret ingredient we're missing.
right.
Yeah. The beers cold 34. That's Dan Raybold. He wants to talk about the Commanders wide receiver injury crisis. I don't think it is. McLaurin and Brown. Am I missing anything else?
I think
Is that it?
Terry's
That's
almost
about
back.
it. It's a crisis if Terry's not playing.
Is
It's
it?
not. He hasn't been very good this year.
No, he hasn't. Underdone.
Yeah, I drafted him on your advice, and he's been.
Did you draft McLaurin?
I swore last week, and I'm going to swear this week. It's been
No.
shit house.
Well, he's not playing at the moment.
Sorry.
He'll come back.
I think I figured out why that explicit rating keeps popping up on our show. Even though I mark it not explicit, the algorithm picks it up. That's all right. It was our first F-bomb last week.
Yeah, it was.
Unfiltered F-bomb. We've had some...
It was worth it though.
It was worth it.
It was
Yeah, it
quite
was a good
funny.
clip. Dan, we're going to talk about a general injury crisis in just a moment. Now, we'll just rattle through a couple more. Jay Bryan. Is that John Bryan? Johnny Bryan? Jay Bryan, 88.
Mm.
Does he wear an Avalanche jersey in his profile picture? He wants to talk about hockey, and hockey does start tomorrow, Dos. I know you're a big Detroit Red Wings man.
Red Wings.
Red Wings hopes for this year? Are they ever going to make playoffs again? Or
I hope so.
Yeah.
Need to.
Yeah.
This is killing me. This went for the first 25 years of my life. There with playoff success, Stanley Cups. Well, it's been grim for the last 10 years.
It has been
How
very
close are you jumping off?
Nah, I'm still riding.
Still riding.
Still riding.
There's a video of you patting the lads on the back, isn't there? You've been up and
Oh,
up
yes,
close and personal.
down in the players' suite, doing the fist bumps on the way out to a loss to the Florida Panthers just before Christmas. 2-1 loss. I've seen that Red Wings played live twice, once at Joe Louis Arena, which is no longer there, and at Little Caesars. Both 2-1 losses to Florida pre-Christmas.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's it. You got to stop buying the Florida games, man.
Yeah.
They're a good team.
Next time I go, I'm not going to see the Panthers.
But yeah, the hockey does start tomorrow. Not that you'd know in Australia because they bury it. I've never seen a sport bury their own brand in a sport-loving country like this. You cannot buy NHL TV here. You can buy it in the island nation of Wallace and Fortuna, but you cannot watch.
Whitey was complaining about this on Saturday night because I think, could you buy it last year?
I think you maybe could, but it was buried under the most confusing ESPN interface. Honestly, it has given me
It's under ESPN
a
Plus
sore
or
brain.
something, isn't it?
Right.
To try
well
and find
under
it?
Disney now, which is I need your Disney login by the way, Dos.
No, yeah.
Oh, on that,
worries.
DAZN. So you've been using my DAZN account, obviously.
Yeah, why has it changed the algo?
Oh, I can't use it because every time I log on, it says it's already being used.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, tell me.
So I just watch on Disney. But when I'm driving around for
okay,
work,
don't worry about that.
when I'm driving around for work, sometimes I like to watch an individual game,
Yeah, right.
but I can't because you're
You have
using-
Disney?
Yeah,
Can I
but you
have
can't
your
watch
login?
individual. You can have that. You can have that login. That's
Thanks,
no worries.
thanks, man. All right, I'm watching hockey. There's your hockey preview, Jay Bryan. What else? Actually, no, that's a good segue because the Muscle Cat Sports Show does start on Thursday, and then we've got the Monday Night Call-In, and we will talk some hockey on that show. So, JB, if you want to get involved and talk hockey next Monday night live on the Muscle Cat Sports Show, you can. I'll be watching a little bit once I get Hawley's login. Dog Pound Down Under says, please just don't talk about the Browns. Quag, and this is where we want to focus our energies, boys. This is our first sort of deep dive. Quag's back. He says someone else is back, and that is Mac. He's the QB1 in San Fran. He's never been a Brock Purdy believer, Quag.
Neither
A lot
have
of
I.
people, you yourself included, have not been. Is there a genuine discussion now in San Fran for the QB change? Why are we shaking our heads, boys? Because he's 3-0.
They just paid him $50 million.
I know, but let's remove that.
5 years, 265 mil. That's it.
I think there
That's
should
it.
be.
Is that the only reason?
That is, yeah.
I think there should be. I think Mac should continue to start until he stops playing well, but that's not going to happen, is it?
So if we take the money out of the equation, Mac Jones is playing better football at the moment.
I think so. Yeah.
He's more resilient,
Mm-hmm.
body-wise.
He's
Well,
winning
Purdy's
games.
injured. Like, let's be
But this is my
fair.
point. He's resilient body-wise.
So
He
Mac
doesn't
should
get
be
injured.
playing. Yeah. And he's playing with a team that has a lot of outs as well. This is not a full-strength San Francisco team.
I know.
And Mac's winning. That was a gutsy win on the weekend.
That was a huge win.
Massive win. Away. Primetime football against a Rams team.
You say away. There was more 49ers fans.
Yeah, they travel well.
Rams fans.
They travel well, but they still have to travel as
Yes.
well, don't they?
Big divisional game.
Massive divisional game.
Huge
Rams should not
consequences.
have lost this.
No,
And
they
we'll talk
shouldn't.
about this in a minute, I think.
We will.
But I think Mac should be starting, but he won't because they're paying another guy $50 million a year, and it's just the first year of that.
We see it so often with NFL franchises, particularly in this sport, just the refusal to cut your losses. And I'm not saying cut your losses with Brock. Obviously, I still think he's a good quarterback, and if Jones slumps at any point, you've got a very good guy to bring back in as your number one. But why, when you've got a guy giving you wins, why does the money matter? Who cares how your salary cap is made up? Surely the point of assigning your salary cap is to come up with a formula that gets you wins. If you're getting wins with a guy that you're paying less, why don't you just play him?
Brock
No, I agree with
Purdy,
you.
when he's back 100% healthy, is a better quarterback than Mac Jones is.
You think
In this
Jones
offense.
is just in a rare vein of form?
Yes.
So,
So
There's a
but
reason why
okay.
Mac Jones is on his third team.
So what do you do if
True.
Jones keeps winning? Or Baker's on his third team and he's MVP favourite. Sam Darnold's third team and he's probably top 3 or 4 for MVP at the moment. Daniel
Yep.
Jones is
Third
third
team?
team and he
Wow.
is in
Oh,
the
yeah,
top.
okay, yeah.
He's in MVP discussion. So I'm not concerned.
What a world.
I know. It is actually quite weird, isn't it?
I'm happy for Mac Jones because I'm hoping that when Purdy comes back healthy, Mac Jones has still only lost, maybe one game or he's
Zero.
undefeated, 0 games or whatever it may be. And that will potentially lead him to a starting gig in 2026 for another team, as a full-time
But he could have the starting gig
potentially.
at San Francisco. Why not here?
So what if he hasn't
He won't
lost?
be
what-
here because I just explained to you why. 265 million reasons why it
It's just
won't
stupid.
be.
It makes no sense to me.
If Mac Jones,
But you can't have a guy that you've paid 5 years, 265 mil sit on the bench.
Why? If
Or
he's not
Pates.
playing well and he's injured and you've got a guy who is playing well, why not?
No, but what I'm saying, as soon as Purdy is healthy, he will come back into the team as the team starter, regardless of what the record
I know
is.
he will, and I know you're right. I'm just saying he shouldn't.
I mean, they did it with the Pats. Drew, they dropped Drew.
Yep.
He was injured. Whatever. Tom took over, and that was that.
Well, did they drop him? They didn't drop him.
Oh, they was more injured. Yeah,
Yeah,
he,
he
almost-
did-
he
he did
actually,
significantly-
almost
significantly
died.
injured.
He almost died. But,
We're not talking. He didn't have a turf toe injury.
but
Remember Alex
but
Smith
this is
at
the same
Washington? They weren't
situation.
playing him
But
either.
this is a similar situation where Brock Purdy's injured, right?
Yeah.
So when Drew was fit and ready to go again, they didn't bring him back in. Tom was winning, so they rolled with Tom.
Well,
It's a bit different. I think he'd
Yeah.
won a
If
season in a Super Bowl.
If Mac goes on, if Brock misses, I don't know how long Brock's out for. If Mac wins the next 5 games,
I will grant you, if Mac Jones wins the Super Bowl this year,
There
he'll be
you
the
go.
starter next year. All right, interesting. I mean, we'll go around in circles. I think it's because it is a circular discussion. No one
Yeah.
really knows how this should or will work out. But hey, they are winning games.
the one
Remarkable.
thing is they wanted to draft Mac in his draft year,
Did they?
San Fran,
Really? And they missed him?
and they miss him now. They've got him, and now it's working. So
Okay.
they got Brock instead. So
Spoiled for choice.
See what
Spoiled
happens.
for choice. A bit like Cleveland. They're spoiled for choice for QBs, aren't they, Dos?
well, they got 3 there. Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. Pretty fly for a white guy wants to know. Well, he asked this before Gabriel played, and I think he was more making a statement that Gabriel is the better choice than Shador, and he should have been picked. And the performance on the weekend does indicate that, okay, there's a bit of juice there. He's not got a typical body for a QB. When he was shaking hands after the game, he looked very, very small, but he played with some heart. He played with he can sling the ball with his left arm. Looks unconventional, but did give us hope, Dos.
Yeah.
No?
Well, I
That
mean,
didn't sound convincing.
he
at all.
didn't throw it more than 6 yards until the last 2 throws of the game when they had no timeouts and they were trying to let it rip down the field.
Yeah, but you're not expecting a guy to come in and be a gunslinger game one in that disastrous situation, are you? You want to see some composure, the ability to not turn the ball over, and at least keep what is a pretty
He was
bad
very
offense
close
in the
to
game.
turning it over a few times.
but he didn't.
Mm.
And being a winning position, and he had him in a winning position.
Yeah.
It wasn't his fault. Essentially, they lost in the end, right?
What do you think of debuting a guy in the London game as opposed to a home or away game?
I'm not fussed by it.
Not fussed.
yeah,
I think
but-
it's pretty smart.
I'm not.
Sort of removes you from the pressure cooker
Yeah,
of
that's
the.
a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're talking Gabriel or Sanders, looking at their college stats, they're actually very similar. Like what they did. I mean, Gabriel went 13-1.
Yep.
Sanders was 9-4. They both threw it almost mid 70% completion rate. Their TD to interception ratio last year was 30-6 for Gabriel, 37-10 for Sanders. So looking at some real basic stats, there isn't a huge difference in what they were able to achieve last year.
The Sanders thing last week, there was obviously that interview in the change rooms where
That's
he
what's
mouthed
holding him
answers.
back, I
think.
You're a locker room guy, right? You've
Yeah.
been in professional
I
and semi-professional
don't
locker
get
rooms
what
for a
he's
long
trying
time.
to achieve.
Is that something we're overblowing, or does everyone inside look at that and go, "What is this?"
I mean,
guy
he's been hounded by the media for a
Yes.
couple of years now. So he's probably just sick of it, and he's just like, man, just stop asking me questions. Let me play football, and that's why he's playing up a little bit, I'd imagine.
but it hurts.
Oh yeah, it's dumb.
Yeah.
Like the Browns don't need that, and that's why if he was a really good locker room guy, he's gonna have a career. But it doesn't seem like maybe he is. So if he's not a starter, if he's not top 2, he's not a QB1, QB2, then he's probably going to find himself at 3 or 4 different teams in the next 5 years.
Well, this was the discussion, Dos, around. There were 2 schools of thought around drafting Sanders, and I was in the school, perhaps incorrectly, of you may as well take a flyer. He was meant to be at one stage possibly the first overall pick, and it's the 5th round. Why not have a go? But then I think maybe you were in the other camp, Dos, where if you don't rate him that highly to take him in the early rounds, why take the liability of this off-field stuff and this drama and the potential focus that it takes away from the team? And now we're starting to see those issues already. A guy's a 3rd stringer attracting media attention that's detrimental.
Yeah, it's just not out, noise that the franchise doesn't need. The team's in a bad spot. This is still it's a transition year for Cleveland. They don't have, from what I can see so far, their franchise quarterback. I know it might be early on Dylan Gabriel, but I don't think he's going to be a franchise QB for Cleveland. And I don't think Shador Sanders is either, to be honest. And I didn't think either of them were going into once they were drafted. So, they've got Kevin Stefanski there. His play calling on the weekend wasn't great. I still think Stefanski is a good coach. Don't get me wrong.
2-time coach of the year, Dos.
Yeah. But outside of Quinton Judkins, the offense has not a lot going for it.
Has there been a weirder coaching tenure than Kevin Stefanski? Like the amount of up and down and drama and hope and dismay that team has been in his, 6 years at their helm?
6 years there now.
And to be a 2-time coach of the year, have very minimal playoff appearances, then have sometimes where you look like this team could make it on an unlikely Super Bowl run with Joe Flacco to now that same guy's back and here and they're a disaster again. Like it's just an odd time.
Well, that's
It's
why
just the Browns,
they
right?
haven't won a division since 1989. The Houston Oilers have won a division more recently than what the Browns have, and they haven't been around for decades. So you can
That's a good stat.
go from there.
That's a good point to jump off on that one. Good question, though. Pretty fly for a white guy. We've got Greg Farnsey. Big Farnsey's messaged in. Injuries to key players. Can we look at how that compares to previous years or at least just run through what's going on there? Because it seems like it's a bigger problem than normal. That's anecdotally. It's a bit early to have data on who's where and all that sort of stuff. But, Dos, I'll run through the players that are just on IR, right? Injured reserve. And this doesn't take into account the guys that are missing 2-3 weeks here and there. And there have been some big names there. But, Lamar's one of them who's missing
Jane
weeks.
Daniels was another one.
And Jane Daniels is another one.
Yeah.
Injured reserve, and this is about 1/5, 1/6 of the guys on there. Listen to these names. Joe Burrow, Malik Neighbors, George Kittle, Nick Bosa, Brandon Ayuk. He's on PUP, bit different, but same.
Yep.
Trey Benson, James Conner. That's 2 running backs from the same team, Arizona. Namdi Matabike, Jalen Johnson, the Chicago cornerback. Dre Greenlaw's on the IR again. DJ Reed, Jaden Reed, Aiden O'Connell, Najee Harris, Khalil Mack, Tyreek Hill, Ryan Kelly, the center, now at Minnesota. Blake Cashman, also from Minnesota.
Yep.
Rondale Moore, Alexander Mattison, who was going to have a fair role, I think, in that Miami running game. Braylon Allen, the young star for the Jets. Nolan Smith from the Eagles. Kalijah Cansey from the Bucs. Devondre Sweat, the young star from the Tennessee Titans. Will Levis out for the year. Austin Eckler, possibly his career. Like I said, that's a 5th or a 6th of just some names that I've plucked.
On. Will Levis.
What?
Will Levis.
Well, I mean, he's a significant name.
We're including him now, are we?
Yeah, but he's out for the year. And that was an interesting one because remember there was that rumor that the Titans didn't want him to have the surgery and just like, nah, I'll have it. And he just did it. I'm not going to play. I don't want to play for you idiots, so I'm going to have the year off.
Probably gets paid for it.
All right, we can take out Levis if you want, but he
Okay,
was a
cool.
starting QB last year,
He
so
was.
that's why I thought it
He
was
was.
a name that people at least recognize. Is that a lot more than normal, or
I think it's more the when we've seen so many backup quarterbacks so early in the season.
They're
that
bigger
certainly-
names than normal.
That
yeah.
certainly highlights it. You
Yep.
start going through and you're looking at teams where, oh man, there's a backup in here. JJ McCarthy is on that. JJ McCarthy, Jaden Daniels, Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
Are a couple
Brock
already.
Purdy, obviously.
Brock Purdy was another one we were just speaking about before. So already you're getting into, fairly significant numbers, and then that's before you start getting into. Then you can look at certain ones that have been dropped as well. But yeah, it does feel like a lot. And then when you star receivers going out, like Malik Neighbors, Tyreek Hill, George Kittle, obviously Christian Watson
CD.
is out. CeeDee
Gone.
Lamb is another
it
one
seems
that's
like
out.
there are more wide receivers injured this year than what there have been in the past.
Yep.
That is what seems a little bit odd. And they're big time wide
Mike
receivers.
Evans. Did we mention Mike Evans with the hamstring?
yeah? And then you get guys like CMC, who's normally injured but now is a wide receiver somehow. Yeah, and I mean, anecdote. I don't know whether you've got any more info on it, Dos, but anecdotally, it seems up. And there's the issue that won't go away around AstroTurf versus real turf and all that sort of stuff. And
MetLife Stadium, no good.
yeah, a lot of Giants fans are on ownership for the Malik Neighbors injury. It's a debate that'll rage for years and years, but it has been, to your point, to have a Battle of the Backups preview in week 3 from Chris Hall. That's problematic.
That's a good point, actually.
One more question to run through on the roundtable for today, and that is about teams that have wasted opportunities so far that should have a better win-loss record, because it's been a very interesting year for almost wins already. And I know every year is sort of like that, but there are a couple of teams in particular that could and should be in a much better position. We'll deep dive into the Cardinals game in the next segment, but that's a team that I'll start with, boys. They go without saying. They lost by 1 point to the 49ers, so they were in that. Could have, should have won it. 3 points to the Rams, and they're both NFC West divisional games that were important. And then to capitulate to the Titans, they could really be 5-0, the Cardinals. And they'd be the worst 5-0 team you've ever seen, but they could be 5-0. They're 2-3. We'll get into that game soon. But Hawley, what's one you want to talk about?
The Rams, I think they could easily be 5-0 as well. They're 3-2. They're playing okay, but they obviously had that blocked field goal and TD return against the Eagles to lose that game, which should never have happened.
Yep.
And then the OT loss on the weekend to the 49ers at home against a 49ers team without Jennings, Kittle, Pearsall, and obviously Brock Purdy, who we've spoken about before. Now, I think we can agree Mac Jones is playing quite well, but he's playing quite well with a very undermanned offense. The Rams should have taken care of that game. There's no reason to lose that game. They win those two. Obviously, the Eagles one is just a bizarre situation. A week where special teams somehow just played really well in every game. But they win those two, and they're sitting 5-0, and they're flying.
Can I offer a counterpoint to that?
Sure.
They shouldn't have won against the Colts.
Okay.
Because AD Mitchell's 2 mistakes. I had here, I know it's silly, they've had a great start, they're 4-1, but they should be 5-0, the Colts. So this goes both ways, but I certainly take your point. I've got the Texans as well at 2-3. Is that who you're going to talk about, Dos?
Yeah, and the funny thing is they played the Rams week 1 in LA, who, Kurt, you and I both picked the Texans to win that game. They were favourites on the road. The total yards between them, because they kept the Rams to under 300 yards of offense. They're the only defense that has done that this season, and their lowest score, Hawley, of only 14 points. The Rams have gone over 20 points every other game this season. Texans had more time of possession in that game. Penalties cost them, and they turned the ball over on the Rams' 25-yard line with 1 minute 51 to go in that game, and they lost 19-14, I think it was. So that's a game they should have won. The Tampa home game, that was a Monday Night Football game. They led 19-14, 3 minutes left in the game, and then Baker Mayfield, 4th and 10, on his own 32-yard line, scrambled for, I think it was about 15 yards, and then he got hit by CJ Gardner-Johnson, who's now out of the league, by the way.
That's right.
Who trash-talked him, gave Baker the cork thigh, and he bounced back up and just yapped back in. I love that, Baker for MVP. But
on the Bucs, by the way, all 4 of their wins have come in the last minute.
They have, game-winning drives from Baker. But Houston, one of the best defenses in the league, shouldn't have allowed a 4th and 10 to be completed, in that situation. And then the Jags lost on the road, 17-10. 3 fourth-quarter turnovers they had in that game. Now, I know Jacksonville had, Texans forced 2 turnovers on Jacksonville too, but that's another one that they really should have won. So even if you want to take maybe Jacksonville out, they should be 4-1, the Texans. I think they're good enough. They're a good enough roster to be 4-1, and they're playing well enough on defense.
They are, and they seem to be. I mean, I know they had a softball, I guess, against the Ravens, but they've started to get it together a little more of late. So we'll see how they go. The last one I had was the Cowboys, 2-1. They could easily be 4-1. The Eagles week 1 was a 3-point game. They led 3 times throughout that game as well. They didn't score in the last quarter. The Eagles scored a field goal to win it.
Lightning delay was what cost them.
It honestly cost them. Dak and the boys were flying, and then they came back out afterwards, and they were nowhere to be seen.
And then against the Packers, they should have won that too. They tied it 40-40 in overtime. So really, they should be 4-1, not 2-1. So that Super Bowl run you were talking about doesn't seem so crazy there, Holly.
No, or Dak is playing very, very well.
He is playing really well.
Statistically.
Well, and on field too. I mean, he is.
No, he's throwing the ball really well.
Is he a sneaky MVP guy?
Well, has to be.
Yeah.
I've got my MVP chart here if you want to see it.
Have you? What for what purpose? Just
if you want to see it.
Baker, Dak, Daniel Jones, Sam Darnold. They're my top 4.
Baker, Dak, Jones, Darnold. Yeah.
It's my top 4 at
I agree with that. Why did you do that?
I felt like it.
Well, I love that.
Yeah.
4 years in, he still does stuff for fun.
Just
the passion's still there.
Extra work.
All right, we've got deep dive games coming up. Jimbo, do you like it when I don't give you any indication whatsoever that the segment's wrapping up and I just say bang? Zero lead in. Talking to these guys and then just bang, hit the transition button. And then I have to stare
you're the
awkwardly.
best, Jimbo.
That's
Get paid the big bucks.
That's right. All right, we've got 3 games that we want to talk about a little more. Let's talk about those Bucs, 38 at Seahawks, 35. What a game this was. I would say it was a modern-day classic. Would you say it's a modern-day classic?
A modern-day classic.
There we go. He says, yeah.
Massive. That's huge.
I don't know what the qualifications are for a modern day classic, but let me regale you with why I think so. 2 ex-Carolina Panther QBs, boys, showing how far they have come and resurrected their careers. Baker, I mean, he was at his gunslinging best, 29 of 33, 239 yards, 2 touchdowns. His connection with rookie Emeka Ibuka, I know I've spoken about it a couple of times, but 163 yards and 7 receptions,
So
a touchdown. Some of those bucket drops he was throwing to him, they are just on another level together. For guys that have played 5 games together, it is extraordinary. Equally, Sam Darnold, he was nearly perfect. 28 of 34, 341 yards, 4 touchdowns. Connection with JSN's huge, 8 for 132 and 1. That's why he's having such a good year. But there was one crucial pick right at the end that changed the game. He throws it, it comes off of skims the helmet of
deflection.
the Bucs D-liner Hall, your boy, and
cousin.
then leads to your
Cousin.
Yeah, another one. Just like Nostradamus. No, he's your uncle. Was it?
Uncle,
Yeah.
Uncle Nos.
And then it ends in the hand of Levante David. And it's an unlucky pick, but it's a pick nonetheless. And I literally at that moment thought, man, Darnold has been perfect today. And then it happens like that. But it was an absolute shootout. It's a shootout in the most pure sense of the word. There was barely a drive without a touchdown. And everywhere you looked, there were big plays, boys. It's just, I don't think it's a game where you go, oh, I'm concerned about the defenses, because there's not much you can do to stop this.
No, that's right. Modern day classic is fair. And the reason why 9 touchdowns in this game and only 10 incompletions.
That is amazing. Maybe we should be worried about the defenses.
That's
actually.
pretty good.
And I don't think there was necessarily bad defense. The Seahawks had some backups in the secondary, which I'll talk about. But pound for pound, Baker and Sam Darnold both off it. They were just cooking. Like Emeka Ibuka making plays, then Jackson Smith and Jigba on the other side, just making plays. And it was almost just Baker and Sam Darnold just trying to outdo each other.
Well, I think that's part of why we love this game so much. It's the story of these two guys that everyone loves them. Neutrals love watching these guys because they give everything. They don't seem like jerks. They've worked hard. They have been through a lot with media and, careers looking over as very early draft picks. Same draft class. Go to franchises that were much maligned. It was predictably a disaster at the Browns and the Jets. They get shafted for people who are worse than them. And here they are now on producing some of the best football we've seen in the last few years. So I think that's what made this so enjoyable to watch. These guys that you can root for that are putting out their best when it matters.
And they're not just playing well. Like they're leading 2 of the best offenses in the league.
Yeah.
These 2 teams they may be the top 2 offenses in the league now.
They're right up there.
They're pretty close to it.
I tell you what, in a game where there was so much score, it did come down to fine margins, right? And I'll throw back to the first quarter. There was a 44-yard field goal attempt. And I'm not saying this is why they lose, but Jason Myers misses it. It's his only attempt of the game. He misses that. It's a 3-point margin at the end. Chase McLaughlin for the Bucs, he scores the winning 39-yard field goal, but he also converts his other 2. It's little things like that just hurt in a game like this.
The Jalen Milroe fumble.
That was the next one.
Seattle as well is the other one, because
I'm not sure we need to be putting in a rookie Jalen Milroe in this scenario for a trick play like that. Like, what are we doing offloads with a rookie QB for?
You're scoring enough points as it is. Your offense is moving. Sam Darnold has hardly had an incompletion. Why are you throwing? Why does this need to happen? What's the point of it?
Yeah. There were those moments on that side, and there was an underrated game. Now, it's a guy who won't get much credit because he had 2.9 yards per carry for 41 carries on 14. But the 2 touchdowns from Rashad White, that dude...
Running behind Tristan Wirfs on both of them.
Great blocks.
Yeah.
Huge asset. But White's got some grit, And this was... he came in when the Bucs... Remember when their running offense 3 years ago couldn't score a touchdown?
Yep.
They just couldn't score. I think they were going like less than 3 yards per carry
Something
as a
like
team.
that.
They just couldn't move it. And he came in and had to grind a few tough years out on the running game. And he's not a flashy player. He doesn't peel off big runs. But at times, White produces in big moments. And he showed a lot of toughness to score twice and just popped up at the right time. So I think he deserves credit for a good game.
Yeah, no Bucky Irving in this game, so it was on him to carry the load. I just want to jump back to Sam Darnold.
Sure.
Because his accuracy at the moment is on another level, right? And the throw to Cooper Kupp on the opening drive, go back and have a watch, was excellent. The touchdown to Torrey Horton in the back of the end zone, which was similar to the one that I highlighted on Justin Herbert's to Keenan Allen, was sensational. And then the 53-yarder to Jackson Smith and Jigba. I mean, there's a lot of other throws that he made.
And the touchdown to JSN between 3 players. There were 3 opponents converging, and he just darted it through.
Yeah, and to Tampa's credit, and Baker and Josh Grizzard calling the plays, Seattle, no Devin Witherspoon, no Julian Love, and then Rick Woolen got banged up. But the Buccaneers took advantage of that. It was very smart offensive play calling. They were able to expose the backups in the secondary of Seattle, and Baker just let it rip. That throw to Sterling Shepard, which made it 35-all, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
In the corner of the end zone was crazy.
And he was held on that too, Shepard.
Yeah.
He was basically tackled before he broke free.
And then Baker, Hawley, you'll like this, for throw more than 10 yards yesterday, 9 of 11, 227 yards and 2 touchdowns.
That's pretty handy, isn't it?
Like, when he gets outside of the numbers, he is just letting it rip down the field, and it is so good to watch. It's MVP caliber.
It's great. It is great football. Now let's go from that, the highs of that game, to some of the lowest lows I have ever seen from a team. I said it before. The Titans 22, they get their first win of the year over the Cardinals 21. Cardinals at home. Cardinals up 21-3. Cardinals against a rookie, Cam Ward, who has shown, I think it's fair to say, almost nothing.
Not a lot. No.
Almost
The
nothing.
offense hasn't done anything all season.
And that's not me having a go at Cam Ward. It's a tough situation.
Yeah.
But for this capitulation in this fourth quarter, I've never seen a worse one. We've lamented for 12 months, maybe more, Dos. We've constantly said at the Cardinals' fourth quarters, what is going on there? Kyler Murray, mental mistakes constantly. This team just makes mistakes, and it bit them in the worst possible way. Let's have a look at some of those moments. We'll start with the third quarter, a bonus third quarter moment. Center, Froholt. He snaps it while Murray isn't looking. He's looking over here, and it hits Murray's massive helmet. His helmet looks massive, doesn't it?
Mate, it almost pushes Murray over.
I thought he got concussed. He went off the field after, and I thought, what is going on here?
No, that's
like a HIA
yeah,
assessment.
he did. So he hits his helmet.
He
it goes down.
recoils back like he's being
The best
shot.
part is a normal-sized quarterback would have hit him in the chest. Because it's Kyler
Says
Murray.
me,
Hits him in the head.
5'9" and 65 kilos.
You're literally Kyler Murray.
I pretty much am. I might have him pound for pound. I might have him done. But he hits his helmet. Titans dive on it for a turnover. And then, like you said, somehow he hurts himself in that. Was it when he fell down and got he got a bit of a bump on the head after?
He
or
initially didn't dive in for the ball. And then when he realized they were probably going to lose it, he jumped in to try to free it up.
He sort of
but it didn't
crunched
work.
his neck. He's now 5'8". So that's how it started, the rot. And then you get to the fourth quarter. Running back Amari Demercado. He bursts through, boys, for a 72-yard touchdown. It's 27-3 when he scores that touchdown.
It's over.
And
It's truly over.
It goes up on the scoreboard. It's 27-3. He scored a 72-yarder. L'Jarius Sneed, to his credit, didn't give up on the chase. Demercado, I thought 10, 12 yards out, starts to slow down, does a couple of things. And then he does the little trick where, and for a guy who does it, scores twice a year. I mean, you'd want to secure it, you would have thought. Just starts to drop it out for a cool little celebration to look nonchalant in an easy win against the Titans. And on the first camera angle, I thought, stupid, but he scored. Like, he was deep enough. He did break the plane of the line. No, he didn't. And he drops the ball, and it doesn't count.
It's the kind of stuff that means that we won't ever see him play football again.
I was thinking that. I think is he being cut already? If not
yet.
I mean,
He's
he's
lucky
lucky they've got Connor
Running back
Benson.
room is thin.
I mean, Michael Carter's
Arizona.
probably not your starter at 2.8 yards of carry. And then Bam Knight, never heard of the bloke. But
Well, this is an indication of how the game is going. Bam Knight has not run a ball for 2 years. He's literally not had a carry in the league for 2 years, and then he comes in and scores against the Titans. And we were talking, their defense is a wet paper bag.
Yeah.
That's how bad these guys are. The offense offers nothing. The defense is terrible. They are the worst team in the league, the Tennessee Titans. And then this happens. Fumbles it out of the end zone. It's a turnover. It stays 21-3. Sure, right? They're still up by 18 against the worst team in the league at home. It's
fine.
It's okay.
It's fine.
It's annoying, but it's okay. Then Cam Ward throws an unwise ball into traffic. It gets deflected. It gets intercepted by Taylor Demerson. All right? Cool.
Yeah.
So they've turned it over again.
Done.
Then he hits the ground, untouched. The ball spills out. Bad error. But what happened next was the most Mr. Magoo sequence I have ever seen. Why can't American football players, when a ball is on the ground, just jump on it and hold it? The amount of times it squirted out from under their chests, and then they panic and there's 3 Cardinals on the ground. One of them slaps it towards the end zone after another one kicked it accidentally back towards the end zone.
Someone needs to teach them just to bend over and pick it up.
Just pick it
just
up.
doesn't make sense.
And then Tyler Lockett is just there for the Titans, and despite his quarterback throwing an interception, dives on a free ball that they slapped into the end zone and scores. And it's at this point you think, maybe. Maybe this is all falling apart. By the way, the score was 21-12 before that because they scored earlier and missed an extra point, which would have made it a 1-possession game, and you thought surely it's over now.
But the extra point, what they should have done is gone for 2.
I know. Why didn't Callahan go for 2?
And the Titans missed the extra point.
So these are the chances that the Titans are giving back to the Cardinals, and the Cardinals still can't stay in the game.
Oh, man.
So they have more timeouts.
As the Cardinals coach, what do you do here? Are you running laps, just reaming them?
Go on
As
holidays.
Well, it's a great question.
I'd quit and go on holidays.
Well,
Run
I
them
tell you
laps
what
of
Gannon was
Glendale.
doing.
I'd try to get fired, actually, so then I get paid out. Then go on holidays.
It's the greatest job in sports. I tell you what Gannon was doing. He was just standing there like this. He couldn't believe it. He was just sitting there watching, going,
all
"This
that
is
stuff,
in their hands."
That's out of his control. That's
Exactly.
uncoachable. Like that's not a play calling thing. The Democado run was the perfect play.
Yeah, it
Took
was.
it 71 yards to the house. He just dropped it. The
I've done-
interception, perfect defense.
Yep.
Awesome. You intercepted the ball. But then you dropped it and kicked it over the friggin' goal line.
I've done my job, boys. I've done my job. And fellas, okay, I know it's now 21-19, and
That's okay. We're playing against a rookie quarterback that hasn't had a TD drive all year. Almost.
yep. And in the last 2 minutes, lads, all we need is a first down. We got more timeouts. All we need is just one first down. We're going to be fine. 3 and out. Crowd starts booing, and rightly so. I normally don't support teams booing their own players and franchises, but absolutely they should have booed. Because Cam Ward, who's literally done nothing in his first 5 career games, then goes on a heater. 5 of 6 passes completed, and he is hitting guys left, right, and center. There's a bomb to Calvin Ridley
down
down
for
the
38
line.
yards, yeah.
The softest passing and running defense I've seen. This is when it starts to get on Gannon again. It starts to get on Gannon
With
again
his
because
defense.
they were so conservative in that last drive that Ward was hitting guys everywhere. And then they're in the red zone. Somehow, in a matter of moments, they get into the red zone. They take 2 knees. Joey Sly, who can miss a close
Yeah,
one.
he's
He's got a
not-
bomb of a leg, but he can miss a close one. He hits the field goal from 30-odd. Titans win. And Gannon, I mean, is he on notice now? Does he get
Mate,
sacked from this?
Well, they went 71 yards in a minute 53.
Yeah, they did. I don't know whether that was annoying to listen to, me raving and ranting, but it is.
Titans haven't done that since Ryan Tannehill was there. And Derrick Henry was doing all the work. From a Cardinals perspective, this is meant to be the season that you're pushing to be a playoff team.
Yeah.
This is inexcusable to lose. You're an 8.5-point favorite at home against a Tennessee Titans team that has shown nothing really all season on offense and defensively has been pretty poor.
Or all game, Dos.
Or even in this game.
They didn't show anything in the game.
To be quite honest, looking absolutely terrible. Year 3 of Jonathan Gannon and Kyler Murray, this regime. A team that's invested a lot on defense as well in the offseason, which we've spoken about. This is the worst loss of the season.
Yep.
By any team.
And
This-
it will be.
Terrible.
There won't be a worse loss than this.
No.
Yeah.
They're inventing ways to lose.
We've done it to death. That's all we can say about it. We got another game that was a bit more conventional in some ways, but also unconventional in many ways. The Dolphins 24, the Panthers 27 at home. The Panthers, by the way, 2-0 at home. And
They're
they
all right at home.
and who have they got this
It's a
week?
fortress,
They've got
mate.
the Cowboys at
Absolute-
home this week.
Oh, that's a shootout.
Yeah, it is a shootout.
That's 40 each.
They're 2-3. The Dolphins are 1-4. The Dolphins boys led 17-0 in the second quarter, and then the Panthers scored 20 straight points, mainly due to one of the best running back performances you will ever see. Rico Dowdle, of all people, in the absence of Chuba Hubbard. The team had 239 rush yards. That's
That's the
Panthers
comparison.
to
230.
19. The Dolphins had
19.
19. This was a powerhouse running offense just 2 years ago.
Yep.
Dowdle himself had 206 yards and a touchdown. Tua takes the lead back off the Panthers with a 46-yard Waddle score on broken coverage. Even that throw, though, was underthrown. Waddle had to wait
Yeah.
for it, even though he did hit him, before an incredible sequence from Carolina's rookies. Now, listen to this. If you ever want hope in a franchise, look at this sequence. So you got Bryce Young. They go for it on 4th and 5. Gutsy from Dave Canales. Could have been disastrous, but they went for it. Rookie 6th-round wide receiver Jimmy Horn takes a great catch under pressure on debut, first game. A big run by rookie 4th-round running back Trevor Etienne. Then rookie 6th-round tight end, 5th-round tight end Mitch Evans scores the touchdown. Back-to-back-to-back rookie plays on your offense. They lead 27-24. They hold on to win. That's a nice sequence.
It's good for the Carolina Panthers that they're relying on these young guys and they're showing bits and pieces. Now, none of these guys had, like Etienne had 22 yards, Evans had 4, Horn had 21. But it doesn't matter because when they had to step up, they stepped up in that circumstance.
I think it's even more impressive that they weren't involved and then took their moment.
Correct. And you've still got your other rookie, Tet, 6 receptions, 73 yards, miles ahead of anyone else.
He's good.
He's so good. And if they can keep that kind of little team together, these rookies together, and they can keep grinding out little wins like this and they all play their part, then it is actually looking positive for the Panthers.
Now, I will say, I do need to talk about the start of the game or the first two and a half quarters for Bryce Young because it was not a good game from Bryce.
Nope.
Until the end, it was not a good game. Weird mistakes. He just dropped it under pressure by himself. Same as Jackson Dart. He just dropped it, turnover, recovered by the Dolphins. It was a horror start. The interception he threw to Minka Fitzpatrick was a shocker, an overthrow by a mile. He tried to take a timeout when they had none left at one point. It was a bizarre game with some real Bryce moments in it that I messaged you saying, I think the Bryce thing's done again.
Yeah.
Like he looked that bad at times in this game and then somehow it came together, Dos. But a great win, but what do you take out of it for the Panthers?
I mean, Bryce Young has his clear limitations at quarterback. And it was on show in the first half of this game, and it has been on show. We've seen it this season as well. Don't get me wrong. But when it did matter, you ran through the 83-yard, 8-play drive to get them in front was critical. And that's what we're going to get out of Bryce Young. I think he will be a viable NFL starter, but no more than that. And I think we're seeing that.
That seems fair at the moment. If you throw in another weapon or two for him, then he can end up scoring some points.
But these things aren't weapons related.
Yeah,
Taking a
that's
timeout when
not.
you don't have them is not about weapons.
Yeah,
Dropping
okay.
the ball
We
yourself
see.
is not about weapons. It's these mental mistakes. But you got to give them credit. They came back and
they
did
won.
it. Rico Dowdle, the biggest games for Panthers running backs in history. Listen to these names. D'Angelo Williams, 210 yards. Jonathan Stewart, 210 yards. Christian McCaffrey's biggest game for the Panthers was 184. Rico Dowdle's now gone 206. And he's a sneaky guy because he had over 1,000 yards for the Cowboys last year
Was
in a
let go
very
in
lean
free
league.
agency.
Free agency. He's 26 years old now, 27 maybe. He had 4 games over 100 last year too. So he can do it. But this was
I think he's earned
enormous.
himself now. I think they've got 2 RB1s in Carolina. They'll play a 1A, 1B. I'm not saying they're RB1s.
Yeah, sure.
But I'm saying I think now that it's a 1A, 1B rather than old boy Chuba was the guy.
And
Because he actually had quite a good year with under a bad offense.
They're different styles too. You know, at Rico, he's a surprisingly big dude. I'm not comparing him to Derrick Henry, but he looks Henry-esque when he gets on those big charging runs because he's a big, strong boy. It was great to watch.
What about the Mike McDaniel? So they're 4th and 18. I know there was a minute 7 on the clock. They had 3 timeouts, but they've punted it away, knowing that they've allowed 7.5 yards per carry on the ground, and we know exactly what Carolina are about to do: run the ball.
Yep.
Is it where you just have to take a shot and go 4th and 18? Because if you do turn it over, they're going to run it again.
Yep.
You still got your timeouts. They kick a field goal. You're still only down by 6. So you've still got a kickoff. You've got maybe 40 seconds to have a crack at a TD.
That is one moment to talk about, and it's 50-50 for me. The more concerning part for me is how do you let them back in this game? That they can't hold on to a lead. They can't produce 4 quarters at the moment unless they're playing an absolutely awful team. And he's on the edge too, right?
Yeah,
Daniels?
Panthers defense in the second half. So the Dolphins went 4 punts in a row. They had the touchdown drive for 57 yards to Jalen Waddle, then a punt on the final drive, which Hawley just mentioned. 93 total yards in the second half. And that's not getting it. You know, and Miami's strength is meant to be their offense. And I know Tyreek Hill's not there. This wasn't a team that I was bullish on at all, and I haven't been on for the last 2 years because I just don't think they have the personnel right in Miami, but yeah, this is a bad loss. When you're up 17-0, you should be able to close that out against Carolina.
Well, if you want to talk personnel, they brought back a previously retired, out of the league rap
Darren
artist.
Waller.
And he's actually
A
playing
guy who
really
went through
well.
a divorce and wrote rap music about it. They brought him back out of nowhere, and the first half he was everywhere. He had like 80 yards and a touchdown in the first half.
He was good last week.
He
And
had
they
two
stopped
TDs last week,
and they
didn't he?
stopped targeting him. They stopped targeting him. Why? What are we doing here? If you've got something that's working, it's just this bizarre stuff from McDaniels that, again, I like the kooky dude. I like that the skinny guy who wears glasses and has bad facial hair gives guys like me a hope that we can succeed in a professional sporting league. But I don't know what's going on there. He's starting to lose it.
Yeah. It's
Anyway.
bad for Miami.
Great win, Panthers. I don't know what it means going forward, but I am really looking forward to Panthers-Cowboys next week. And that's a good segue into our Week 6 preview. And we're going to do that in just a second. You know what was great? 4 teams on buys. Just having 2 less games makes such a difference to the review and the preview. Don't you think?
Absolutely.
It just there's something between. It's like getting up at 3:30 versus getting up at 4:30 to watch Red Zone. 3:30 is a day ruiner, as I found out yesterday, and I'm still feeling the effects. I was all over the shop. I slept for an hour and a half in the middle of the day, got up, was disoriented and confused. 14 games versus 16 games is like a bag in AFL. 6 versus 7 goals is a big difference.
Yeah, it's a good point. That's actually a really good point.
I've used that analogy 7 times on you, and every time you love it and react as though it's the first time I've told you. So I'm going to keep using it. 2 teams on buys this week, so 15 games. Texans 2-3, Vikings 3-2. They're on buys. But let's have a look at the games for Week 6. We got some interesting ones. I don't know how you feel, Dos, about TNF, Thursday Night Football, the 4-1 Eagles at the 1-4 Giants. How
Not
you feel about
great.
it? Is it? It's TNF that you hate, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Al and Herbie are going to have a hard time with that game, I think. Getting
Mate,
motivated.
What was the TNF game? Oh, Rams, Niners. Oh, was it that one? Does Al call twice a week?
No, once a week.
Once a week. Dude, I know he's old, but
He's
can
in his
he?
80s now.
He's got no enthusiasm.
No.
He
in
can't
his
get up for a big.
80s?
It's like Mike Tyler when he sort of lost
Pretty
it.
sure our
towards the
Mike
end.
was about 80 or 81.
I reckon
I
he
could
would
be wrong. Might be late 70s, but
Yeah, he's been around a while now, but he hasn't got the feel for the big moment anymore. He's exactly 80. There you go. Wow. Okay, maybe I should cut him some slack.
Yeah.
Although you can run a country at 80, so I suppose you could commentate with some juice.
Loosely.
Oh, Doss's geopolitics
There we
take. Well, you know what? Have you gone back and watched any of those clips from the Biden-Trump debate?
No, I haven't. No.
Mate, I
can't
forget
handle
how
it.
bad Biden was by the end. Like he was.
Oh,
he
yeah,
was,
that was not good.
There was a moment where he goes point 1 and he talks about something, and then he goes point 3 and Trump goes, mate, you're on 2.
Trump's just laughing.
Classic. Anyway, that's the Geopolitics pod coming soon to Musclecat Media. The early window, we've got a London game again, Dos. Back in London, 3-2. Bronx take on the 0-5 Jets, the only team that's 0-5 now, the Jets. London does weird things to games, but surely the
Yeah.
Broncos take care of biz there. Then we got the early window, which I'll be getting up at for 4:30 this week, not 3:30 when it starts. The Rams 3-2, the Ravens 1-4. We've only got a few more weeks, Dos, until it does become a 4:30 start in
Start of November.
That's better. That's better because then you can get up and literally watch it all. 3-2 Rams, 1-4 Ravens. Should be an easy win for the Rams, you would hope. When does Lamar come back? Is he a couple of weeks away still?
I thought they said 2 to 3.
Yeah, it's a hammy, so you wouldn't think he'd be back for this game.
Wouldn't have thought so. 2-1 Cowboys take on the 2-3 Panthers. The win, the 100% Panthers at home. Who wins this one? These are 2 of your teams. I know this is not your game you're choosing, Hawley, but
I'd probably say Dallas. I think Dallas are going to put up some decent points.
they are a better team.
Yeah, I think they're a better team. And Dak's playing very well.
And Pickens is playing well.
Pickens is playing very well.
He's top-
But he always plays well.
Top 3 for receiving touchdowns. I
Probably
think.
would be.
Maybe
now.
equal
Yeah,
first.
Without CD, though.
But you want to talk about the 2-3 Cardinals at the 4-1
Well,
Colts.
I did. See, I had quite a busy day yesterday, and I messaged you in the morning and said I'm going to do all my prep at about 6 a.m.
Which I admired. That was very good.
And at that stage, I just figured, okay, Arizona are going to roll the Titans, and they're going to end up 3-2, and they're going to play Indy, who are 4-1. Like, it's obviously going to happen. And then driving here this morning, I thought, hold on a minute, Arizona lost. They're 2-3 now, and this is not as much of an exciting game as I thought it was going to be. But I'm going to roll with it anyway. I'm going to talk about what I've already written. So The Colts are
The 3-2 Cardinals. He
the
starts.
3-2 Cardinals. The Colts are really good. Okay, they're 4-1, could be 5-0. They're leading the AFC South. They're playoff bound, and they are looking to trade out Anthony Richardson. Who would have thought? I don't know, me. Arizona.
Don't pretend you claimed Daniel Jones before this.
Yeah.
I didn't. I did not think this Colts team would win a game this year.
You were so down on the Colts.
I was off of
weren't
them
you?
about
and the
that?
Titans.
Yeah.
I think I gave them like $5. Did I give the Titans $1? I might not give them the
To
Titans
win the
$1.
division. Yeah.
I gave the Colts $5. I think to win the division. That was up to $5 would have made me a lot of money.
Yep.
Arizona, I think they're maybe in the most competitive division. All right, NFC West.
Yep.
All teams are over 500, except for Arizona now. In fact, Seattle, Rams, and the Cards are all 3-2. No, they're not. The Cards are 2-3. Now, to push that to 4-2, which is now going to be 3-3, will be a massive win for the Cards and a massive step towards
And Kyler Murray's great fourth quarter performance last week
Game winning.
But the key to win this one, and
is Amari DeMarcado.
Mario Mercado holding onto the ball. Well, we talked about it with the Bills and the Pats last week to control this run game. So the key to win this one is you need to control Jonathan Taylor, right? Obviously. Does?
Yep.
Over almost 500 yards, 6 TDs. He's the best pure running back in the league right now.
Mhm.
And because of that, Danny J is also balling out. Now, give Dan a little bit of talent around him, and look what happens. I've got here, I was skeptical, but you boys were confident in the Indianapolis Colts. Now, Josh Downs, Michael Pittman, Tyler Warren has played very, very well. I can't seem to forget the Baker Mayfield story of Cleveland to the playoffs, then a little stint at Carolina. He gets some weapons in Tampa, and now he's a Jet. DJ took the Giants to the playoffs, went to the Vikings, obviously didn't do a lot there, but now he's got some weapons, and he is playing really, really well. We're talking about Baker in MVP talk. Maybe DJ is pushing for that as well.
Well, he's fourth on your list.
He's fourth on my list. So the Cards, though, I have liked them so far. Less than a field goal back from the 49ers and Seahawks and the Titans. Now, I know they've only beaten the Saints, Panthers, and the Titans, but not the Titans. But I don't mind what I'm seeing, okay? Harrison is inconsistent, but he is starting to he's starting to work it out a little bit.
Yeah.
He's having some better games. He had a couple of drops early in the season. His last 2 weeks have been a bit better. McBride is obviously a star. Murray, was starting to look like Kyler from 3 years ago. If they can get it moving again, if they can work out some little stupid mistakes as we saw on the weekend, then they are a chance to beat the Colts and to stay in touch of this NFC West division.
3 things for you.
Mm.
Number 1, there are many things I love about you. But what I love in this instance is that anybody else I know would have just erased that preview and written it again. But you chose to tell it from the perspective of what you had written and corrected 11 things along the way, which is just brilliant. Never change. Number 2, Trey McBride. He's a star.
He hasn't had a great year this year.
275 yards in 5 games. He's gone 61, 78, 43, 52, 41. He needs more.
He needs more.
He needs to do more.
Last year was awesome. He was top 10 for yards
He was
as a tight end.
He was a star last year. His production is down. It's like a Sam Laporta dip in his second year. Number 3, we all do it. We refer to guys who are great as Jets, right? That's an Australian thing. If someone's a star, a good player, they're going well, that guy's a Jet. Do we need to stop doing that in the NFL
'Cause there is
context,
a
considering
team.
the Jets are literally the worst franchise going around now that the Titans have won?
That's such a good point as well. We're referring to them as an 0-5 non-turnover team.
Because I think Americans, again, we do have Americans who listen to this show, they must hear that and go like, for them, it's us saying, oh, yeah, he's a Bronco. It's like, wait, he doesn't play for the Broncos? What are they talking about? It must be confusing.
No, I'll take that on board. I'll make sure that I do not
I do
call
it all the time.
anybody a Jet anymore.
All right.
I
Calling
like it.
people a Jet is now banned
It's
on the
done.
show until they start to show something worthy of being called something good.
Absolutely.
All right.
Anyway, this was a
good
good
one.
game before the Cards lost to the Titans.
But the great thing about this game is that who the heck knows what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
The Colts could capitulate somehow. You just don't know. Seahawks 3-2 at the 3-1 Jags. That's a good game. I want to watch it. To me, it's teams that are wildly different from a talent and ability perspective, but they both have 3 wins, and we've got the Jags playing today. They could go 4-1 against the Chiefs. So maybe I'm disrespecting the Jags a little, but who knows? Could be a good one. Chargers 3-2 at the Dolphins 1-4. Surely, Doss, you see Herbie bounce back to form here?
You'd like to. Murray, I just saw up on the screen there, Murray and Hampton has gone on IR.
Oh,
So
no.
he will be out for 4 weeks with the ankle.
Okay.
Who's their backup? Haskins?
So they're going to Vidal.
Oh, yeah, and he got off the practice squad this week. Did
Yeah.
he score for Dow? Or had a good player too? Hang on. I'm just
Anyway, it's going to be tough for the Chargers. You'd like to think that they would win this game, but man, it's just with their injuries at the moment, it's tricky going all the way across the country to play down at Hard Rock from LA. So I would think the Chargers should win, but
danger game.
it's a danger game. Yeah,
You're right. It is Haskins and Kamani Vidal, Hampton and Najee Harris. Both
I think
on
this
IR.
is a field goal game.
You
I think
so?
Miami show a lot after last week's another poor performance. I think they show enough to be competitive, but
Yep.
end up going down by a field goal, and it means nothing because they
the
lost.
Chargers defensively should shut them down.
Well, they should.
Two more games in the early window: the 1-4 Browns at the 3-1 Steelers in this intriguingly bad AFC North. Then we got the 3-2 Pats at the 1-4 Saints, and I don't know whether we acknowledged it enough before, but the Saints have deserved a win. They deserved a win. They have been gritty enough. I know they were on the shelf of shame, and that was a topic of debate because they got blown out, but
Good point.
they have.
The games
they were in
prior
enough.
to that were more competitive.
They were. So
should have beaten the Cardinals, by the way,
they should have beaten the
back in
Cardinals.
week 1.
Maybe they should be 5-0 the Saints.
Cardinals. Have we got the Cardinals on the shelf of shame yet? No,
We're doing it next week.
Yeah,
and
okay. Oh.
strong candidate, I can tell you that. But week 6 may hold surprises.
Bengals will be joining them as they.
Late window. Titans 1-4 at Raiders 1-4. There's another. This is the shelf of shame showdown.
Yeah.
Shelf of shame showdown.
The winners, they're probably still both on there.
I don't know. No, the Titans aren't on if they win. If they go 2 wins in 2 weeks, it's been on the shelf.
Yeah, okay.
But the Raiders, obviously, if they lose, they're on.
Mm.
Maybe even
Raiders
without it.
should be on.
Maybe
Yeah.
even without it.
Raiders should be on.
Well-
Now. They've been awful.
Yeah. Yeah, they haven't been great. But
Eugene is struggling.
this was their worst week, though, and we left them off before they got beaten 40-6 by the Colts. So
I don't know. They got touched up by Marcus Mariota as well.
that's
Yeah.
true. They did. They did. Maybe they should have been on. Late window also 49ers 4-1 at Bucs 4-1. Dos, this is your game you want.
Oh, well, it's a cracker because the 49ers are 3-0 on the road currently.
Mm.
So McCorkle, Mac Jones heading down there. Still no Brock Purdy back for this one. Bucky Irving for Tampa, we're not sure about either. Mike Evans is still out. So, I mean, both teams have got their injuries, but it's just, again, going to be fun to see what can Mac Jones do down in Tampa Bay. And Baker Mayfield, I just want to watch because he's thrown 10 touchdowns to 1 interception this season. He is absolutely cooking. Amika Igbuka. You know, we talk about Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase when they first came into the league. Amika Igbuka is right on that for his rookie season.
Well,
with
he is
those
on
guys.
track. If it continues at the pace that it's at, he's on track to break the Puka Nacua 2023 rookie receiving
Puka,
record.
yeah.
He's,
So
he's on track to beat it.
yeah. I mean, Puka wasn't a first-round pick like the
Sure.
other guys were, but yeah, absolutely. So this is just going to be a fun game because you got 2 top teams in the NFC. Looking forward to it. And I just can't wait to see. I'm going to roll with Tampa to go 5-1. But it's a fun one. I think it's going to be another high-scoring game for both these teams.
You know what will happen now after all this Brock Purdy, Mac Jones chat? Jones will go 110 yards and 2 interceptions.
Yep.
And it'll completely flatten the whole thing.
And it
Correct.
could well happen that way.
Last late window games, the 2-3 Bengals, the 2-1-1 Packers coming off their bye. Then,
Packers, Dos.
no way.
Bad one to drop, wouldn't it?
No, at
To
home,
Brett Rippon.
at home coming off
Ripping it.
at home coming off the bye week, you would want to hope to win.
And then the Sunday night football game is potentially a beauty,
Ooh,
especially
yeah.
if the Chiefs win against the Jags today. 4-1 Lions against the, at the moment, 2-2 Chiefs at Arrowhead. Oh, my team and Jared Goff. It doesn't get better for me.
There has to
It
be,
doesn't get
It
better.
has to be points, doesn't it?
You know what? Just to prep myself for this, I might sleep in till 10:50 just so I'm fresh for this game of the year for me.
It's going to
be a
be
cracker.
such a good game.
It's gotta
Detroit will put up points, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
And KC with Paddy, we spoke about him last week. He's got a lot of mid receivers now that he's turning into very good receivers or good receivers or capable receivers at least. So that they'll put up points with him. It's going to be an exciting game. It's worth taking Monday off work, fellas.
Was the last time these 2 teams played 2 years ago the season opener?
Yes.
And that was the game that Kelsey didn't play and Chris Jones had the holdout and the Lions won that game.
Yep.
And I came on and slammed Chris Jones.
Yeah,
and cut him.
You did. Then
Maybe
came
a little
back-
emotional in hindsight.
Then
I
he
think he
became
played-
all-pro that
He
season.
played
won
week
the
2,
Super
I
Bowl.
think, didn't he? And they won the Super Bowl, and he was
And he
awesome.
dominated.
Yeah.
And they all loved him, and I'm sitting there in the
Yeah,
corner.
because you said, no, we don't want him.
Yeah.
We don't want him. Get rid of him. We don't need him.
One of my worst calls of all time. I'm a culture guy, though. All right? I'm a culture guy.
It's like locker room guy.
That's right. Thanks for not holding out on your contracts, boys, by the way. Thanks for always showing up whilst we were negotiating it. You could have gone to a rival podcast. Or
Could have.
there's
Paulie and
plenty-
I have been getting offers thrown left,
Still
right, and
could.
centre.
Still could.
They're not as fun as these ones,
No,
I can
they're not.
guarantee you. Monday night doubleheader to finish. 4-1 Bills at 2-2 Falcons. Intriguing.
Oh, not another double header on Monday night.
Yeah, but at least it's the staggered start, though. It's the hour
It's
before.
only an hour.
Yeah, they
I
do
like
overlap.
I like the no overlap.
Yeah, well,
Mm.
sorry about that, Doss. I
No,
can't change it.
sorry.
Get on the phone to Mike North, your
Mike,
boy. Northie.
I've got some issues with some of the scheduling.
You let him know
this year
your
for Mike.
contact.
Yeah.
Falcons, that's a sneaky, troublesome game for the Bills.
Coming
for-
off the bye. Yeah.
Mm. And then finally, the 2-2 Bears coming off the bye against the 3-2 Commanders. Yeah. That's got one of those real sort of stinky Bears performances written all over it when there's a bit of hype and it should be a game where they're in it. Because the Commanders, yes, they're getting better and they got Daniels back. They're not humming completely at the moment, the Commanders.
They got
And
some
you-
injuries. But
Jaden started slow.
Yeah.
He worked into that second half. He worked into that game and started to play a lot better and started to put up points. And I feel like this week 2 of him being back will be a lot smoother than the week 1.
And I'll stand corrected, but it feels like a 93-yard solid Caleb Williams night in prime time. You know,
Caleb Williams was solid.
I just hope after 2 wins in a row they can produce here. But that's the show. And speaking of producing, there's only one way we finish it.
Okay, Doss, don't look.
I'm not looking at your screen. You're right.
Why did the 2 rabbits get on so well? Love was in the hair.
I like how he threw the song, like he did
Yeah.
the,
He did the
the
song.
song in
Had
as
to.
well.
Jimbo, get on the mic.
Jimbo gave him nothing then.
Yeah.
I was looking over for a little bit.
And he is a laugher too.
Wasn't your best worst, Joe?
Oh.
Do you want him to go again, Jimbo?
No, that's it. That's all you
Nah,
got.
he's got nothing else.
No, I highlighted that one. That's all you got.
All right. Cool.
We didn't do playoff lock this week. You notice that?
Oh, we didn't. Who are we locking then?
Who did we lock last week?
Bills.
Yep.
Philly.
Done. See you next week. Thanks to our sponsors, 4 Bros, Coast and Smoke, Suburban Brew,
I
Wayne
was going to
Phillis
go
Kia.
Tampa, but yeah, go on.
Oh, are we still going?
We're going to go
Oh, I'm
Tampa.
happy to go Tampa.
Let's go Tampa.
Okay, Tampa.
Tampa a lock. Yeah, it was sort of deliberate because I like to leave it over and then do 2 in a week. But do you want to do it every week from now on, Dos?
Oh, I thought we did it every week. All right. Sorry.
Tampa Bay, they're a lock. You know what? Let's lock the Eagles too. Let's just go crazy
about the
and lock
Pats?
3 in 2 weeks. We'll hold off one more week before we do that.
Okay.
Thanks for everybody for watching. Make sure if you haven't checked it out on YouTube yet, jump on there. It is building. We are 1 away from 500. We're 1 away from 500. We got to get there. See you all next week.